Soul Coaching with Harry the Soul Coach, and today is forgiveness. Yesterday I delivered a meditation which was all around forgiveness. Someone in our community asked for a meditation to really focus on that word. In life, as the spiritual being, as the soul, there's nothing to forgive, no thing to forgive. And we can play on words. If we look at the original meaning of the word fore, it's before, it's ahead. A spiritual being, the soul, is the light that shines the way, the speed of light. So it's happened before it takes place in the physical. So ahead of time, these are lessons sent from the soul to the present moment. It's a gift. They're teachings, they're lessons, they're messages that we can use to go forward on this journey. So if we look at forgiveness for self, is to forgive that message and use it as a teaching. We hold on to the past, yet it's the past, it's already gone, it's no longer here. That's time, that's the mind. So a spiritual being having a human experience, the body and mind, it means we're not being our truth. So we can use our experiences from the soul to learn from and take forward. And then you've got forgiveness of others. So if there is no thing to forgive, that means there's no one to forgive. And if we're still thinking that we have to forgive others, that means we're holding on to a past moment that we've been hurt, that we felt hard done by, that we want an apology and we want someone to come into our life and change that. Yet if we can use all of this as God's creation, the duality of life, for everything good in this world, there has to be an opposite bad. And if we know that we're all angels from God, then God's put people in our life to show us what bad is. And we learn from that. So if we hold on to these moments, we're still out of the present moment. We're still thinking about things that have gone. We're still thinking ahead and waiting when they do it, this is what's going to happen. All in the mind. So to know that everything that's taken place in our life and everyone that's entered our life, even if we didn't like that experience at the time, if we did feel uncomfort, if we did experience that sadness, that hate, that anger, a lot of these emotions are unconscious. Yet if we look back now, they're defining moments of our story. That's when we learn our lessons the most. And this is what we then use to go forward. So take the time out as a concept and take it as experiences of our movie. So forgiveness. You're forgiving yourself a message. You're forgiving yourself a truth. And you can go forward. So this is a great passage from the Conversations of God. And I really encourage people, if you are on this spiritual journey, if you're even coming from a religious background, listen to this book. And I say listen because the words are spoken as such truth. It's so simple. Then you start seeing how we overcomplicate everything. And it rings true within you. The ringing is that light. That is the truth. That is your soul. That is God. And for me, it's magic. You learn so much about yourself because everything then you can reflect back on. So I encourage, listen to this passage from this book. This is from book 3 of Conversations with God. And feel the truth come through you.
I will never punish you, although you may choose to punish yourself in this life or another, until you don't anymore. I will not punish you because I have not been hurt or damaged, nor can you hurt or damage any part of me, which all of you are. One of you may choose to feel hurt or damaged. Yet when you return to the eternal realm, you will see that you have not been damaged in any way. In this moment will you forgive those you imagine to have damaged you, for you will have understood the larger plan.
What is the larger plan?
Do you remember the parable of the little soul and the sun that I gave you in book 1?
Yes.
There's a second half to that parable. Here it is. You may choose to be any part of God you wish to be, I said to the little soul. You are absolute divinity experiencing itself. What aspect of divinity do you now wish to experience as you? You mean I have a choice? Asked the little soul. And I answered, yes. You may choose to experience any aspect of divinity in, as, and through you. Okay, said the little soul. Then I choose forgiveness. I want to experience myself as that aspect of God called complete forgiveness. Well, this created a little challenge, as you can imagine. There was no one to forgive. All I have created is perfection and love. No one to forgive? Asked the little soul somewhat incredulously. No one, I repeated. Look around you. Do you see any souls less perfect, less wonderful than you? At this, the little soul twirled around and was surprised to see himself surrounded by all the souls in heaven. They had come from far and wide throughout the kingdom because they heard that the little soul was having an extraordinary conversation with God. I see none less perfect than I, the little soul exclaimed. Who then shall I have to forgive? Just then, another soul stepped forward from the crowd. You may forgive me, said this friendly soul. For what? The little soul asked. I will come into your next physical lifetime and do something for you to forgive, replied the friendly soul. But what? What could you, a being of such perfect light, do to make me want to forgive you? The little soul wanted to know. Oh, smiled the friendly soul, I'm sure we can think of something. But why would you want to do this? The little soul could not figure out why a being of such perfection would want to slow down its vibrations so much that it could actually do something bad. Simple, the friendly soul explained. I would do it because I love you. You want to experience yourself as forgiving, don't you? Besides, you've done the same for me. I have? Asked the little soul. Of course, don't you remember? We've been all of it, you and I. We've been the up and the down of it, and the left and the right of it. We've been the here and the there of it, and the now and the then of it. We've been the big and the small of it, the male and the female of it, the good and the bad of it. We've all been the all of it. And we've done it by agreement, so that each of us might experience ourselves as the grandest part of God. For we have understood that, in the absence of that which you are not, that which you are is not. In the absence of cold, you cannot be warm. In the absence of sad, you cannot be happy. Without a thing called evil, the experience you call good cannot exist. If you choose to be a thing, something or someone opposite to that has to show up somewhere in your universe to make that possible. The friendly soul then explained that those people are God's special angels, and these conditions, God's gifts. I ask only one thing in return, the friendly soul declared. Anything, anything, the little soul cried. He was excited now to know that he could experience every divine aspect of God. He understood now the plan. In the moment that I strike you and smite you, said the friendly soul, in the moment that I do the worst to you that you could ever imagine, in that self-same moment, remember who I really am. Oh, I won't forget, promised the little soul. I will see you in the perfection with which I hold you now, and I will remember who you are, always.